Welcome back. Now we're fusing some Asian flavours with one of Ireland's favourite fish this morning.
Tara Walker from East Coast Cookery School is doing the honours today. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning.
Hi,
and
Tara.
It's mackerel with a twist.
Yes, it is. It's like an Indian spiced mackerel. And there's a little apple chutney and a grape and cumin salad with it. So it's not your probably everyday meal. Maybe if you're having a dinner party or you wanted to do something with a little bit more
special.
effort. Yeah, a little bit more elegant, I suppose.
Where does this come from in terms of...
Well, a long time ago, I don't know if you've heard of a chef called Atul Kochhar. I used to do a lot of the backstage prep at big events, and he had a more complicated version of this, which I used to recreate, but actually I found people weren't really cooking it at home because it was quite complicated.
Yes.
So I've simplified it a little bit. It was called Mackerel Rashado, which is basically a stuffed mackerel with like curry paste in it. So I've
where do we
just
start,
simplified it here. So first up, I'm going to make my actual spice mix, which is the easier part.
Okay.
So I have cumin going in. I have a little bit of turmeric and allspice, so all those lovely Indian flavours.
Gorgeous.
This is cardamom. It's actually cardamom powder, which I've bought when I've been on holidays. I'm not sure how available it is in Ireland, but you can use cardamom pods and just grind them down.
Grind them down.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I have a bit of cinnamon and a little bit of chilli.
Nice.
And
Chilli
I'm just going to
flakes.
mix that. Yeah, just dried chilli flakes. Whatever chilli you have is fine,
Smells
though.
are beautiful already.
And
Really
then,
good for you, a lot of those spices, aren't they?
absolutely, yeah. And I was just saying to someone there, like, it's a great way to cook fish in terms of trying to avoid butter, cream, flour. Just use your spices. Make up different spice pastes.
So a drop of water to make a paste, is it?
A little bit of oil, actually, a little bit of rapeseed oil. And what I'm doing here is I'm just going to pop it onto the fish, and I'm going to brush it on now in a second. But you could use any fish. I love using the mackerel for this. And mackerel, I find people not really sure what to do with mackerel, so this is just a nice idea.
Is this kind of a marinade, Tara? Would you let that sit, or are you going to go straight
You
on
could, but no, I'm going to go straight onto
Great.
the pan pretty much.
Lovely.
And I'm going to give it a little
That's what I
brush
want to
here.
hear.
Lovely. Brush it all on just so that it's kind of evenly coated.
Smells are fabulous.
And we'll pop that over there.
Very good.
And let's get the mackerel on.
Skin side down.
So, yeah, skin side down.
And nice.
And we'll up the heat a little bit. Want to hear a little sizzle here.
Yeah. And this doesn't take much cooking, I'd imagine, Tara, does it?
No, 2 to 3 minutes.
Really?
Because I've cut them quite small as well, as you can see.
Yeah.
And you know, mackerel is so good for you, but it's not eaten that often, I find. You know, people tell me anyway, the classes.
Generally is something that we all don't hesitate to order in restaurants, but we don't cook a whole lot of it ourselves at home.
Absolutely.
Just afraid of cooking it.
And that's the
Undercooking
thing,
it, overcooking it.
And actually, I had a fish class at the cookery school last night, and people were really saying, you know, they're looking for, we did lots of different dishes.
You're looking for menus.
Exactly,
recipes.
looking for ideas. So while I'm waiting for the mackerel there, I have some apples here, and all I've done is just chopped my apples, and I've just cooked them down a little bit in some rapeseed
Any
oil.
particular type of apple?
Any apple is fine for this because you're going to really flavour it here.
Cool.
So a cooking apple will cook a bit faster than an eating apple, but that's really the only thing.
Okay.
And here I have panch phoran, which is a spice mixture from India, and it's equal amounts of fennel seeds, mustard seed, fenugreek and cumin seed. So I'm going to pop that in. So we're used to kind of grinding
Very
the
easy.
Do you
spices
buy that
down.
as one product, Tara?
No,
or
I've just measured those out
mix them up
separately.
yourself.
Okay.
But again, like I always say to people with these recipes, you know, if you haven't got everything in the spice cupboard,
Don't
just
panic.
still, because you're still going to get a great flavour, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm going to up the heat on my apples there. They've been caramelising there for a few minutes.
Nice.
And we have to get used to this new kitchen. The set's gorgeous, by the way.
It takes a little bit of getting used to,
Yeah,
doesn't
it does, it does.
We were
So I
hours
think all of
painting
the
it.
chefs have had that little moment of, where's this?
where are
Yeah, yeah, you get so used to where
What was
everything
that
is.
that went in there?
So a little bit of red wine vinegar
Nice.
and a little bit of brown sugar.
All about the balance, Tara.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to let that sit for another couple of minutes. And over here, very simply, a little grape salad. So I have some grapes, which I've just cut in half, a little bit of cumin, and a little bit of salt, and a little bit of lime juice.
Lovely. So this is going to bring a lovely
And
sweetness to the dish.
Absolutely.
simple.
And a little freshness as well.
Gorgeous.
And a little bit of olive oil then. And I'm going to turn my mackerel. It's almost ready there.
Beautiful.
And there
How
we
do
go.
you know
Look
when
how
the
quickly
fish
that
is
cooks.
perfectly done, Tara?
Good question, Anna. So can you see here? It's actually starting to dome up in the centre.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can see here, I don't know if you can see on camera there, the flesh is nice and white.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm fairly confident. I'm just flipping it over just for 10, 20 seconds in that good heat because it's mainly been cooked on the flesh side.
And that's going to be good to go then.
Exactly.
It's
And
a
normally
very,
I'd let it rest for a minute. Sorry, Simon, I'd
it's
let
a
it
very
rest for a
fancy
moment.
dish, isn't it? Like in terms of, it's a very impressive dish if you were doing it for a dinner
Yeah,
party.
it's what I would call elegant, probably,
Yes.
you know.
It is,
So let
yeah.
me plate it up. And if you don't mind, I just want to give a mention. I'm doing the opposite to elegant, a Viking-themed demonstration today, cookery demonstration at the Glide Inn in Annagassan, which is near us in County Louth.
A Viking?
A Viking demonstration.
So it's a feast full of
big heavy
cuts of meat
food,
and
rye bread, etc. So it's the opposite to what I'm doing here this morning.
they're dainty, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it's Taste of Toher and it's featuring lots of local artisan producers from
Very
County
good.
Louth. So
Lovely.
if anybody in Louth is around, pop down
in and have a look.
So let's
That's a very
get,
simple salad, isn't it?
It's a lovely idea with the grapes. I haven't seen that before.
and look, then we're just going to place the mackerel.
What's the fish
around.
dish traditionally have? Is it sole Veronique? Is that grapes?
I
think it is.
Is it? I'm not sure. I thought
think
that was
with
like
a grape
with capers.
sauce.
No,
Oh, maybe
might
it
be
is.
though. You might be right.
I could be completely
I should
wrong.
know that,
I've
yeah.
been known to be wrong several times before.
And then I just want to garnish it just for a little bit of elegance.
Lovely.
With some coriander leaves.
Lovely.
And I have a nice edible flower here as well.
Now, where are you on coriander? People either love
Oh,
it
I
or
love
hate
coriander.
it. Yeah, I like it, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it too, yeah.
Some people hate it, don't they?
But apparently it's kind of like it's something with their taste receptors. It's nearly like,
Oh, really?
it tastes like washing up liquid for them.
Exactly.
That's
I
right,
like
yeah,
that
it tastes
before.
soapy, yeah.
Yeah, I actually have a friend who, when I first met them, I fed them loads of coriander, and then when he had a few glasses of wine later on in the evening, he was like, I hate coriander. And I was like, oh, I served it in
What's
two
this flower,
dishes.
Tara?
This is a little calendula flower. I just had it in the garden. Look, it doesn't add loads of flavour, but it just adds a nice little garnish to it.
Gorgeous
But
colour.
it does make
Yeah,
it look
it
very
lifts it.
refined and elegant,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
and you know, we do eat with our eyes, so it's nice to kind of serve it up nicely.
Brilliant. I think we
Yeah.
should have a little taste
Yeah,
of Rooney there,
absolutely.
Ms.
Go for it,
Ms.
guys.
Daly. What do you
I was
think?
going to say this
There
would
we
be a
go.
lovely starter, Tara, but actually it's a lovely dish to serve as a main
Yeah,
course,
no, you
isn't
can
it?
definitely, and you know, you could just do some plain rice on the side if you
Thank you.
wanted to kind of bulk it out a little bit. But there's quite a bit going on with it between the apples and the mackerel itself is quite filling, you know.
I'd say there's a lovely balance, Tara, between the
Yeah.
chutney, the mackerel and the grape.
Yeah, try and get a bit of everything, a little
Have a
bit of
bit of
each
everything.
element in it, yeah.
Well, do we have a thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh, it's delicious.
Good.
That's lovely balance of flavours,
Yeah.
sweet and salty.
Yeah. And the mackerel should have the nice kind of crusty, spicy bit on the outside, but be really soft at the centre.
That's
Gorgeous.
delicious.
Good.
Well
Lovely
done, Tara,
balance.
that's gorgeous. Right, Tara's recipes are in her book, Good Food, No Stress, or on our website. That's virginmediatelevision.com/weekend AM.
Now, up next, autumn breaks to suit any budget we'll see in a few minutes. That's delish, Tara.